All right. Hello again, everybody. This is Comic Book Hangover. Once again, it's time for another round of new comic books. And we're going to be talking about books that came out this week, books that came out last week. As I said last week, my new format for doing these is I'm going to have a handful of books from last week that, I feel really compelled to talk about for whatever reason. And then I'm going to show you what I picked up this week, and I'll talk about some of those next week. But before I do that, this has been a long time coming. I finally found my list of new subscribers, which, by the way, I am at 102 subscribers right now. But for some weird reason, I am not able to see all the new subscribers that I've gotten. So the way it's set up is when I get a new subscriber, I get a notification, so-and-so has subscribed, or new subscriber, and gives me the name, and I can, click on their account or whatever. But I did not get notification for a couple of subscribers, so I don't know who all my subscribers are, so I can only thank the ones that I'm getting the notifications for. So the ones that I've gotten recently, and I know I'm going to mispronounce one of these, so I do apologize in advance that I'm going to mispronounce the name of your channel. Well, there's Steve Sayer, Comic Book Fever, Forsaken V12, Liam Early, who's actually somebody that I know in the real world. This is kind of cool. So thank you, Liam, for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate that. Tony Gasparaitis, and a Comic Book Aesthete. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. It's Aesthete. So I'm going to put links to these accounts. If they have anything on them, I'll put links to them in the description down below, so you guys can go ahead and check out what they've got as well. So I know some of them have content, some of them don't. So the ones who do have the content, I'm definitely going to link. So again, thank you very much for subscribing to my channel and checking out my videos. I do greatly appreciate that. So moving on. Let's talk about some of the books that I picked up last week. So I did decide to do something different as well. So with my True Believers books, I always like to put the True Believers in order of the actual book, because Marvel has a tendency from time to time to change the logo on the book. The cover art will remain the same, but if they have a theme, like when they did the Ravencroft theme and Celestial Madonna, I think was another one. But they would take the original logo off the book, and then they would put whatever character is being focused on. They've since gone back to doing it the right way, but with all those changes and the no logos and that sort of thing on the cover, it's hard for me to put them in order, because I like to put them in order of the actual book, not alphabetical based on what the cover says. So the Spider-Man Unlimited was about Carnage, so it was an absolute Carnage theme month. So it doesn't say Spider-Man Unlimited, but that's where I want to put it, because that's the actual name of the book. So what I decided to do is take my archival ink pen, and across the top of my boards in the front, I am, if I can get that to focus there, I am going to start writing down the name of the book, the issue, the name of the title of the book, and the issue number and the year that series is from. So this way, I'll be able to keep track of what books I have. So that's awesome. I'm getting close to 200 True Believers books, which is really crazy, especially when you consider they're $1 each. So moving on, let's talk about some of the books that I grabbed last week. So I grabbed, let's do this one first. This is going to be Nightwing number 74. I think I grabbed the variant cover for this as well, but there's no need to bring up the variant cover. So we're just going to talk about this one here. So this one, Dick Grayson finally gets his memory back. And we've got a nice big fight. And actually, it does slightly cross over with Red Hood number 48, because this actually takes place before this. So Red Hood faces off against somebody dressed up against one of the Joker's clowns. So he's wearing the clown mask, but he has a fighting style that Red Hood is familiar with. He's got, basically, through fighting him, the Red Hood figures out who he is, and it ends up being Grayson. So starts in this one here, and then Red Hood and Damian Wayne show up in this one as well, and they're trying to get to the bottom of everything. They're trying to save Grayson. They're trying to save a children's hospital. The Joker is going to blow up a children's hospital because That's how far over the line the character's gotten now. So we've got Grayson getting his memory back, which is great because now he's on the side of the angels again. He's fighting with Batman and the whole Bat family to take on the Joker and Punchline and try to get Gotham City back. On the flip side of that, there's a woman, B, I think her name is, who is romantically interested in Grayson, but now that he has his memories back, the question then becomes, is he going to remember her, and is he going to remember that he seemed to be developing feelings for her as well? But these were great books. They were a lot of fun to read, especially considering that they did really kind of directly tie into each other. I wound up inadvertently reading them the right way. I read this one first, and then I read this one and really had a good time with it. Another one that I really enjoyed, as always, there's really not much more to say about this one because I've praised this book since issue 1. Every month that it's come out, Something is Killing the Children. It's still an amazing series. It's a lot of fun. We are entering a sort of a new phase. So the monsters that Erica is hunting down have kind of made themselves known to the town that they're attacking. They kill a child in full view of everybody. Of course, nobody can see the monster. All they see is this little girl being lifted up to the air, screaming as she's being lifted in the air and ripped in half. So the question with this series now is, we know that when this Order of St. George that Erica works for, these monster hunters, we know that when they are discovered, when people find out who they are and what they do and that monsters really exist, that they sort of make those people with the knowledge go away, basically by killing them. But now they get a situation where there's an entire town that knows about them and knows that these monsters exist. So what do you do? Are you going to wipe a whole town off the face of the earth? Can you do that? Can they do that? We don't know. We have no idea what's going to happen. But we do know that the Order has one less person in it because, well, he decided to try to take on the monsters himself. Try to do something good, take on the monsters, give Erica and everybody a chance to escape, but it didn't quite work out well for him. So, again, an amazing series. Cannot say enough nice things about this one. This has been one of my favorite new books since it started 10 months, 11 months, 12 months. Well, taking into effect COVID-19, it started last year, but it's been a blast. I've absolutely enjoyed this series and really look forward to seeing where it goes. Plus, again, and as I've been saying, not only is the writing great and the covers are awesome, the interior art is just as good. Your main covers are done by the same artist, and that just amazing. If you haven't checked it out yet, definitely check it out. I know the first trade paperback is available right now, and I cannot recommend it highly enough. On the flip side of that, we've got Web of Venom, Wraith. Wraith is one of my favorite characters. He was introduced a couple years ago in the Annihilation Conquest storyline, and hasn't had a lot of appearances, although I would have loved for him to have more, because he just, from the minute I saw him in one of the promos, I really was attracted to this character. I really was drawn to him. I like his look, I like his style, his sort of cold and calculating way of looking at things. This book here is basically Donny Cates' way of changing him to help his character Null fit into the 616. So the darkness, the living darkness that gives Null his powers, that is basically who and what he is, ended up being a failed experiment by Null. So Null, we find, represents sort of chaotic darkness, but everything has an opposite. So Wraith finds out that there's an opposite to Null, and is this whoever whatever this opposite is going to be able to stop Null. He ends up on Earth, tries to warn Eddie Brock, and then it fades away to nothing. So it was kind of, unfortunately, it was kind of a throwaway book. It was just basically, okay, so we're going to take this character that hasn't been used very often, we're going to use him as sort of a small springboard to give more backstory to my character. It's kind of a throwaway book, but the cover, the Kyle Holtz cover, is amazing, so that more than makes up for it. I absolutely love that cover. Anything that Kyle Holtz does is awesome. So those are the books that really kind of stood out to me for last week. So that ends this part of the show. So now let's talk about new books. This past weekend, we had another community yard sale in my hometown. I managed to find a couple of books in a magazine that I've been looking for. It's actually kind of cool. Actually, this first one here, this is a Chaos book, Chaos Comics, the original home of Evil Ernie and Lady Death. This is a book I didn't even know existed. This is Jade. She is, I think she's a Chinese character, a Chinese vampire. And she had a miniseries. This is the variant cover for issue 4, limited to 2,500 copies. It's actually in really awesome condition, all things considered. Most of the books in these in this box that I was looking through were in horrible condition. But this one, I mean, the spine is very much intact. The corners are nice and sharp. I mean, this is beautiful condition. Limited to 2,500 copies. I didn't even know this cover existed, so it's kind of nice, really nice to have this one. And it's also nice to actually add another book to my Chaos collection. I've got 1.5 long boxes down here, 1.5 long boxes full of Chaos books. Another one I found, this one's a little bit more beat up condition, but it's a reprint. The Vault of Horror, this is the Russ Cochran line. I have issues 1, 2, and 3, and then I skipped to like issue 10 or something like that. But this is issue 4, so I have a little bit more of that hole filled in, so that's awesome. I've always loved being able to find EC comics in the wild. Reprints are easier to find, of course, than originals, but this the Russ Cochran reprint line is one that I've been trying to complete for years now. They're hard to find, but when I find them, as long as the covers aren't tore all to hell, I'll add them to my collection. The last thing I picked up at this show, this is one I saw it once at a local store when it came out years ago, and it just, I wasn't able to get back to the store in time to pick it up, but I finally found it. This is a cover price of $10.99. I got it at the show for $6, issue 333 of the original run of Fangoria magazine. The reason why I wanted this one, actually there's a couple reasons. Number one, it's got Godzilla on the cover. Number two, they mocked up the cover to look like the original Fangoria #1 from, I believe, 1978. So they brought back the original logo and the little bar across the top with the little monsters on there. Godzilla was on the first cover of Fango. Godzilla's on this cover of Fango. It's not in the best condition. There's a lot of color breaks on the spine, but you know what? Getting an $11 magazine for $6 at a secondhand at a community yard sale, I call that a win. So I'm totally happy with that. So for the new books that I picked up from my local comic shop this week, I finally got Transformers the Manga Volume 2. I found out about this one because I saw this listed for Volume 3. So I had to order Volume 2, and I got it. I still haven't read all of Volume 1, but this is pretty cool. These were Transformers stories that only appeared in Japan. It's sort of like their version, from what I'm able to ascertain, shall we say. These appeared in a serialized format in what would be the equivalent to a Japanese TV guide. And they used it to sort of flesh out and expand stories between episodes, and also sort of bridge sometimes stories in the US version of the Transformers would be off in one direction and Japan would be behind. So to help Japan get caught up, they would create these stories so that the Japanese fans could understand who these new characters were and what the heck was going on. So I finally got that. I missed this somehow, but finally got it. Donald Duck, Free Comic Book Day. So I don't know how I missed that one. So the new books that I picked up this week, now these in any kind of order, they are not. So let's try here. I grabbed a couple of the True Believers. Got X-Men, First Appearance of Havoc. New Mutants, First Appearance of Cypher. And Magic, First Appearance of, Magic. This is a book that I've seen around. I've always been kind of curious about it, so now I've got it. I picked up Catwoman, #25, mainly because it's part of the Joker War story. So I think this might be the last issue that's part of Joker War. So this will be the last issue. I'm trying to get issue 24. It's hard as hell to get. But I've got issue 23 first print. I think I get the second print as well, or the variant cover or something. I don't remember. But I need to get issue 24. It was co-written by Blake Northcott, who is an amazing woman. She's one of the best women in comics today. Very friendly, very nice. I absolutely adore her. But she wrote 23 and 24, and I'm grabbing 25 because it's part of Joker War. I need to get 24 though. Batman, #99. Awesome cover there with Nightwing. And as much as I hate these variant covers, sometimes they do a variant cover that's pretty sweet, and I have no choice but to pick it up. Plus, this Clown Killer character is actually pretty cool. I know I grabbed one more DC book. Yeah, oh yeah, how could I forget this one? Detective Comics 1027. This is the 1000th appearance of Batman in Detective Comics. So they decided to go full board with it. I swear it's got to have like over 1,000 pages or something to it. But this is the art germ cover. This is the one that was down there that I liked best out of the ones that my local comic shop still had available. I kind of purposely waited an hour after they opened to go down there because I didn't want to have to choose from all the different covers. Like, I know some of my fellow comic fans here in my hometown will get down there before I will, and will just buy up specific covers. I'm like, okay, so whatever's left, I'll pick up the cover that I like. This was it. So it's pretty awesome. And the visual for Batwoman, this version of Batwoman, is really awesome. I don't care what anybody says about it, but look how freaking thick that book is. That is unbelievable. Marvel, only got one book from Marvel besides the True Believers, Thor #7. Yes, I know I'm always writing on Donny Cates, but he actually is doing a pretty okay job with Thor right now. So I'm willing to see what he's going to do with the character. I like what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy, so that's why I'm sticking with Thor. And because I grabbed the first issue and I really enjoyed it, I grabbed Big Girls 2. And this is one I picked up that I've been hearing a lot about. Actually, over the past couple of days, I've been hearing a lot about it. So my LCS had one copy left. Only one copy left. Stillwater, #1. By Chip Zdarsky. He was a former writer of Marvel's Daredevil. This is his first foray, as far as I know, into writing horror. So this is about a town where nobody dies, which could be good, could be bad. I don't know. But I'm going to check this book out. So I'm very, very curious about it. And I love that cover. That is an amazing cover. So that's it. That's what I got for everybody this week. And yeah, I got nothing else. So everybody, thanks for watching. What else? There was something else that I wanted to point out here. Oh yeah. Check this out. I'm not going to take it out, but this issue of Red Hood. I'm curious if anybody else out there got this. This issue of Red Hood. Mine has double covers. So when I opened it up, there was another cover inside it, front and back. So anybody else out there get one of these that had the double cover? I'm curious to see how common it is, because it seems like in this day and age, double covers would be more of a rarity than they were back in the 80s. So let me know if you got a double cover of this book. I'm very curious. Just let me know down in the comments down below. So that's it. That's what I got. So again, everybody who subscribed to me recently, thank you very much for subscribing. I really, really appreciate it. You got me over 100. So now my next goal is 150. Possibly once I get 150 or 200, I'll do some sort of a thank you giveaway. I don't know. We'll see what I'm able to collect and see what I'm able to have in hand between now and then. So we'll shoot for, we'll say 150. So once I get 150 subscribers, we'll look into doing a giveaway of some sort. So thanks again for watching. Please feel free to comment down below. Let me know if you like what I grabbed, if you didn't like what I grabbed, or if you didn't like what I thought about the books I grabbed. Let me know what you got. If you have a video channel yourself, link it down below. Put a link in the comments down below. I love checking out other people's videos. I've been really enjoying Greyman's videos, so I'm going to actually link him in my my description as well, because his stuff is really entertaining. The dude's got a sweet accent too. I'm sorry, dude's got a sweet accent, and his opening, I love watching his opening. It's just the most amusing, entertaining thing. The visuals, I'm sorry, Gray Canary cover is. I wouldn't mind having a print of something like that up on my wall. So, but anyway, I gotta hit the road. I got some other stuff I gotta do today. So again, thanks for watching. Click that like button, click that subscription button. Go ahead and share my videos if you're so inclined, shall we say. So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and we shall see you next week. Have a good weekend.